feel like I'm watching everybody else live out their dream and wondering when my dream is going to happen for me.
People that go to these events are mainly women. Why do you think men don't go to these things?
Being single at an event is just not fun for me.
The ratio of men attending single events just keep declining. They've had to cancel many.
It's such a frustrating journey to date on dating apps in New York City.
So I was watching a video about these women attending these speed dating events. They're no longer hosting the events due to the lack of male participants.
Men don't like dating events, and I have a theory.
Men don't like it because it doesn't serve them. It's paying for an in-person insult. Kindly subscribe to the channel as it further supports us in our work. Thank you.
So this is for the boy that gets therapy. Where do you hang out? What do you do? What are you looking for? Because I'm looking for a well-adjusted sad boy.
A lot of women out here that get past 30 and realize, damn, I miss my motherfucking man. I'm single. I have no man. I'm sitting out here trying to act like I'm a boss babe in front of all these dang young women, but really I'm at home. They want to hug. They by themselves. They struggling. They struggling because it's hard to be single.
There's been a rise in singles events, meeting people kind of off apps, getting people off apps is a big thing. What a lot of the stats show is that people that go to these events are mainly women. Why do you think men don't go to these things?
What nightclubs are to men is what single events are to women. So if you're a guy going to a nightclub, one, you're going to have to pay to go in. Women go in free a lot of the time because the clubs are looking for women because they bring the guys, right? So the clubs invite women because it brings the guys. So one, you're going to have to pay more than a woman to go in. Two, realistically, to get any kind of attention or succeed with a girl, you kind of have to be in the top 5% of guys in the club, either in terms of looks, in terms of status, or in terms of money.
Table.
Right? Exactly. 3, 9 times out of 10, the kind of girls who are regulars at nightclubs generally aren't the kind of girls that you're wanting to choose for a wife anyway. They don't have certain qualities that you're looking for long term.
Basically, men don't go to singles events because the women there are only looking for the top players, the ballers, the winners. You have to understand, when these women come into these singles events, they already have a preconceived notion of the type of man they believe they deserve, often based on fantasy rather than reality. They size men up instantly, looking for status, wealth, and image, not personality or character. So for most men, it's a waste of time and money because they're not being evaluated as potential partners. They're being judged like contestants in a competition they never agreed to enter. And why would a man pay just to walk into a room and be dismissed in the first 5 seconds? That's why many singles events end up getting cancelled, because the turnout is terrible. Men don't see the point in showing up when they know the odds are stacked against them, and the few who do attend often leave feeling like they just wasted their evening.
So I'm hosting a speed dating event and like 9 women have showed up and only 2 males. Why? And like 7 males pay for tickets. So I don't know why. Why don't men come to speed dating events?
So most of you men nowadays think that us women are out here just looking for the ones that have money. That's all I hear day in and day out. All women want is a man who has money. Nah. We're looking for those rare men that, know commitment, loyalty, know how to open doors still. Those are the men we're looking for. Women, we can make our own money. We don't need you to take care of us. We need you to love us.
Like if you were to do it in a bar, right? There's a chance that the person you're approaching is in a relationship or they're just not in the mood to talk. I think we've all been there, right? Like you've gone out with your friends and you're like, this is about me and my friends. This is not about other people tonight. And so I really think going to these dating events is such an untapped opportunity for men. And it's crazy to me because women's tickets for events sell out so quickly all the time. I've seen events where the women's tickets sell out within 15 minutes. And then men's tickets are still available until like an hour before the event. It's crazy. So yeah, I think I really believe in dating events, especially because I think there's actually way more manners in dating events. The problem with dating apps is like things like ghosting, and ghosting to me is a lack of respect and manners, right? It doesn't take much to say, nice talking to you, but I don't feel a connection, goodbye. Like, it doesn't take much to do that. But because we're digital and we're just constantly swiping.
Why on earth would I want to go to a dating event? It screams desperation. The ones who would be chosen do not need these events. The ones who need these will not be chosen. You're not convincing me. I've been to events and tried speaking to get nowhere. One event I went to, I spent the entire time speaking to no one, despite trying. Yeah, I'm good. I'd rather not pay an entry fee to spend the next 60 minutes facing ridicule and rejection. Well, it makes sense. Of course, women's tickets sell out faster than men's. There are more women actively looking to settle down, and many of them see these events as their shot at finding a ready-made, high-value man. But here's the catch. While women show up in droves, the men they're hoping for usually don't. The guys who fit that top-tier description already know they don't need a singles event to get attention. They have options everywhere they go. So what happens? The room fills up with women, all competing for a handful of men, and the majority of those men don't even match the fantasy image the women came in with. It creates an awkward dynamic where women leave feeling disappointed, and men leave feeling like they just walked into a high-pressure interview where they weren't even considered for the job. Over time, that imbalance kills the appeal of these events for men entirely.
The real recession indicators when my homegirl invited me to this dating event in Charlotte, when I went to the site to look at the tickets, the women's tickets completely sold out. The men's tickets widely available, like 90% of them were not sold.
I know I'm not the only one that's tired of dating apps that give no real connection. Things like Tinder and Hinge. So let's band together because we need to figure out a dating app that actually gives us real connection. Maybe something that connects us with mutual friends instead of strangers, because I know it's so annoying and scary and difficult to meet up with strangers 24/7, or maybe not even 24/7, just randomly whenever you feel like it. So what's a good dating app for this? Please let a girl know.
You straight men out there should want to date a woman who hates men.
And here we have an example of someone trying to rationalize the completely irrational.
He's never going to cheat on you.
Well, this is going to burst their bubble. But women who actually respect themselves, in addition to respecting their partner, aren't going to cheat on them either. So what else you got?
She doesn't like men enough to do anything like that. She doesn't need male validation. She gave up on that shit a long time ago. She is not trying to be validated by people that she hates.
Oh dear. This might come as a complete shock, but those who are comfortable and confident in who they are actually don't seek the validation of others to begin with.
She hates men, and she still chose you. You should be feeling on top of the world. You won, dude. You won. There is no validation you could ever get from your boys that will top the validation you get from being chosen by a woman who hates your gender.
Just an observation. But I've been noticing that it's only a certain type of woman that actually makes this particular argument. And I can't help but wonder why.
Straight men should date women who hate men because they aren't going to cheat? How does that even make sense? That's like saying you should buy food from a restaurant that hates its customers because they won't spit in your food. The logic falls apart instantly. A woman who openly hates men isn't avoiding cheating out of loyalty. She's avoiding it because she doesn't even value the relationship to begin with. In fact, dating someone who resents your entire gender is a guaranteed path to constant conflict, disrespect, and emotional drain. It's not a sign of safety. It's a sign you're walking into a relationship where love, admiration, and mutual respect don't exist. Cheating might not be the issue, but you'll be dealing with passive-aggressive behavior, constant criticism, and zero emotional intimacy. That's not a relationship. That's volunteering for misery. And that's something men should absolutely avoid. Dealing with a woman who hates men is like signing up for a lifetime subscription to hostility.
Ain't no desirable man going to no speed dating event. I don't know who need to hear that, but before y'all keep wasting y'all money and time going to these speed dating events, don't do it if you expecting men that you would actually want to be there, because they're not. If there are any men there at all, they're definitely not going to be the type of man that you would want. They're going to be undesirable, but they won't be actual top tier attractive men with things going for themselves. You know why? Because if a man is actually desirable, why would he need to come to a speed dating event? He wouldn't. Desirable men get women constantly, whether it's walking out the house, going to the store, going to the gym, going to school. They don't have a problem in the woman department. See, y'all having a problem in the men department, which is why you're at a speed dating event. But these men are not having an issue with women when they're desirable. They don't have a problem getting girls. You have a problem getting men. And that's something that you need to work on. But as far as going to these speed dating events and thinking that you're going to meet actual men that you would want, they're not going to be there. You'll be good if you even get any men there at all, even the ones that nobody wants.
They don't even realize what it is that they have and how dark it actually is out there with the lack of men even wanting to work, let alone provide. Seriously, there are so many more men than you realize out there that don't even have the drive to actually work, okay? And you got to get to that point first before you can move up to him actually wanting to provide. When they start working and making money, then they want to start providing. And for women, it's flipped. When we start working and making a lot of money and providing for ourselves, we say we don't even need men anymore. I know, because I used to say this. And we are so much stronger emotionally. But men are stronger physically because testosterone is strength and physical dominance. So do you see how we fit together so beautifully like a puzzle piece? There's nothing wrong with it. You can date and mate and marry for money. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that if you choose to do that. Or you can date, mate, and marry to have children and build a family. That's the more traditional way. Either way, nothing wrong with either of those. You are still a feminine woman if you decide to lead with your feminine energy, okay?
Agree. Many women don't realize they have a good man until he's gone. But the thing is, they almost always regret it, because once they step back into the dating pool, reality hits hard. Suddenly, they're not being cherished or prioritized anymore. They're being treated like just another option. They're getting ghosted, breadcrumbed, lied to, and played by men who don't care about them the way their ex did. And in those quiet moments when they're sitting alone after another disappointing date or being left on red, their mind drifts back to the man who treated them with respect, love, and consistency. The man who made them feel safe and valued. But by then, he's long gone and most likely has moved on to someone who appreciates him. That's when the regret sets in. Not because they suddenly love him again, but because they finally realize how rare he actually was.
Okay, I always get asked where to go out to meet guys like in their 30s. And I think you guys are asking the wrong question. Like, the guys in their 30s who you actually want to date are not going out until like 2 a.m. Like, think about it. Do you want to date a 35-year-old who is throwing back shots on a Saturday night at 1 a.m.? The places where they all are like restaurants, having a nice late dinner on a weekend, social clubs, not even like Soho House, but like a Casa Cipriani, a Zero Bond, nice cocktail bars where you sit down and just like enjoy your drink. Honestly, some of them are probably like at home in bed so they can wake up and get after it.
It's so funny because people are like, well, the reason why like guys don't really come up to you is because you're very intimidating. Like, you're intimidating. I'm just like, what am I gonna do? Smile like this? Everywhere I go, like, that's just not me. I walk around, I have an RBF. I'm a proud resting bitch face person. I walk around how I'm supposed to walk around. And if that means like this, but I'm so happy. That's the thing, I'm happy. And I crack a smile here and there. But the thing is like, I'm not like I don't, like, if I'm intimidating to you, then I guess we're not, then I guess, like, what the fuck? But the thing is, I'm like the definition of like, looks can kill you, but is a cinnamon roll. That's me. And if you have the balls, I guess, to get to know me, then you know I'm just like not like that. I guess, honestly, in a way, I feel like it's protection. You know? I don't know, guys.
Well, no one's telling you to walk around smiling all the time so guys can approach. But when you say you're a proud, resting bitch face person, you're basically broadcasting that you're unapproachable and proud of it. That's not empowering. That's self-sabotage. Men aren't mind readers. If your body language says, "Don't talk to me, I'm annoyed just by your existence," most guys will take the hint and keep it moving. Not because they're intimidated, but because they'd rather invest their energy in someone who actually seems open to conversation. The same women who proudly claim their RBF often turn around and complain, "Why don't men approach me?" Well, it's because you've made it crystal clear you don't want them to. If your default mode is looking like you're 2 seconds away from an argument, don't be shocked when men stop even trying.
So I just came back from a singles event. I was trying to find a boo or whatever. And it went the way you would have thought it would go when you're a single woman who's interested in men and you're trying to date in New York City. I want to start off by saying it was a cute event. It was so adorable. It was a PowerPoint presentation where you present your friend. You say, "Hi, my friend is single and these are all the reasons you should date them. Here are the bullet points. Here are the slides." It was great. And a lot of the presentations were really good. It's just that most of them were women. The women were great. They were hot. A lot of them were even bisexual. So I thought about it. I thought about it because, when there's a drought, drink lemonade, I believe is how the saying. Now, there was one man who was presented, and he was fine. He was fine, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. He had a beautiful smile, great fashion sense, neurodivergent, bisexual. Sign me up. And you know what? I did sign up because at the end, everybody who got presented, their names were on a list on a table, and you could write down your name and your Instagram and your phone number if you were feeling them. And then they could stalk you and then hit you up if they're feeling you back. And I put my name on that list. I felt so good. And then I proceeded to watch maybe 20 other women and at least 5 other guys put their names on the list as well. So yeah, it was a bummer that there weren't more guys at the event. But you know what? Why, if I were a guy, I wouldn't be at an event for singles either. Because I could just go outside and trip and fall into 18 beautiful women on my way to the train. So for any of you New York City single ladies out there who unfortunately are attracted to men, good luck. I don't have any tips. I don't know what we're supposed to do. I really thought this was going to be my hot girl summer year. I really thought I was going to have my first roster. I was just going to go out there and have just like a laundry list, like a scroll, like in the olden days, a scroll of men to choose. I just open my scroll in the morning and be like, who do I want to flirt with today? And I would point, close my eyes and point. That's what I thought this was. I thought delusional. Let me stop playing. I could do that. Technically, I could close my eyes. Oh yeah, the one that robbed me. Let's text him. Wait, let me try again. Oh, toxic masculinity, hates women, and abuse. Yeah!
Well, this is crazy. Because there was such a lack of men at the event, this woman actually started considering women. The drought is insane, isn't it? It just shows how bad the imbalance has gotten. When the male turnout is so low that women are literally rethinking their entire dating preferences, you know the problem is deep. And the thing is, it's not that men have vanished. They're just not showing up to these events anymore. And I get it. Many women are now older, looking for something more serious. And this is just the challenge they have to go through for not making it their mission earlier in life. When you've spent your younger years chasing excitement, fun, and the thrill of keeping your options open, you can't expect the dating pool to look the same later on.